Hey everyone, all good. Did you see what just happened in college football? So the Indiana Hoosiers, yeah, that team nobody ever took seriously went out there and won the national championship. That's right, national champions. And the man of the moment, Fernando Mendoza, the QB who kicked the door down on history. Seriously, this video is unreal. It feels like a movie. The guy won the Heisman, led Indiana, who would have thought, to a national title, and now people are saying he could be the #1 overall pick in the draft. Let's watch this clip together because there's a lot to break down.
Been able to build in a short period of time.
It'd be a hell of a movie.
You have to appreciate the greatness of this Indiana team.
Hoosiers! A century of futility is forgotten. The Indiana Hoosiers are the kings of college football.
We won the national championship at Indiana University. It can be done.
I think it's got to be one of the greatest stories we've ever seen in college football.
Yes, sir. The Indiana Hoosiers, kings of the college football world, led by their Heisman-winning quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. Mendoza completed 16 of 27 passes for $186 to go with a rushing touchdown on a crucial 4th and 5 in the fourth quarter. Now, Mendoza could become just the 4th player to win the Heisman Trophy, a national championship, and be selected #1 overall in the NFL.
Look at this. Mendoza could become just the 4th player in history to win the Heisman, the national title, and still go #1 in the draft. Do you realize how big that is? Smash that like button, because this story is straight up legendary.
NFL draft in the BCS era. Jordan Reed, one of our NFL draft analysts, has Mendoza slotted 1st overall to the Raiders in his most recent mock draft. Back here with Stephen A., Chris Canty, and Jeff Saturday. Saturday, we'll start with you. What kind of quarterback do you think Mendoza can be at the next level?
You know, I think it's a great question. I think it's an impossible question to answer, right? Because you don't know what he's going to be surrounded with. More quarterbacks are ruined in our game than are made and developed in our game. And so if you tell me the Raiders have not done a good job from roster construction, where they sit. So if you tell me the roster is going to stay, you know, pretty much what it is, it's going to be a tough road to sled. You know what I mean? Tough sledding. If you tell me, yeah, they're going to go in and put guys around and their offensive line is going to get better, their defense is going to get better. It's not just about offensive line. It's about helping him with the team getting off the field. I think that matters. Look, he's shown everything he needs to show from a college perspective. He's got toughness. He's got processing ability. He puts the ball where it needs. He's checked every box, right? So that part, it's not about should he be the 1st pick in the draft. Is the organization you're going to be the kind that will develop you as a player? And that's the question that still has to be answered.
I mean, see the blood coming out of his mouth when he took that shot. Like, he's got the tough.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a little bit of that Steve McNair in there, a guy that's not going to light it up when it comes to 40-yard time, but he's a very capable runner in terms of being able to use his legs as a weapon to sustain drives and convert for 1st downs. I think this is a combination of a lot of different quarterbacks when it comes to the type of pro Fernando Mendoza projects to be. I see a little bit of Eli Manning in his game in terms of being able to have a steady heartbeat. I see a little bit of Jared Goff in terms of the processing and the accuracy. Again, Steve McNair with a little bit of the mobility and how he runs. So, yeah, I think there are a lot of raw materials to work with when it comes to Fernando Mendoza.
This part is so good. Run, don't walk to pick this guy in the draft. In other words, don't think twice, just take him. He's got everything: arm, talent, football IQ, and that extra something. Do you think he'd succeed with the Raiders?
But the intangibles is probably the most important thing. And if you're the Las Vegas Raiders, run, don't walk when it comes to turning in the card for this kid, because this is the kind of quarterback that you want to build your organization around. Not just your football team, but your culture moving forward.
Stephen A., your thoughts on Mendoza's prospects at the next level?
I think he has the potential to be a star on the next level because of the things that they say about him. His presence in the pocket, his pocket awareness. He's got an NFL arm. He can make the requisite throws. He needs to improve his deep ball accuracy. But on short and intermediate throws, he's exceptional. He prides himself on reading defenses and going through his progressions and doing so relatively quickly. These are the kind of things that they say about him. So when you look on the NFL level, you know, to have that ability, to have people talk about your intelligence, how easily you grasp certain things, and then you combine that with the fact that even though he's no running quarterback, he can run with the football, as he showed last night. I think that spells for him to be a very, very credible quarterback on the next level because he can make the requisite throws. He's got the size, 6'5", 225-pound frame. He can look over opposing defensive linemen as the line as a pressure mounts. He can see over the defense. He's not one of those short miniature dudes in the pocket. He's a bit taller as well. So having the height, having the size and physicality, having the arm strength, having the intellect, knowing and being comfortable with throwing the football in the pocket, having pocket awareness. Footwork needs to be improved, they say, to some degree in the pocket, but his awareness of pressure and his willingness to absorb it, but most importantly, know how to move aside just to get throws off. All of those things I think bode very, very well for a quarterback looking to ascend to the NFL level. I would say he has the potential to be a star.
Yeah, a couple of things I want to just say. I want to give a breath of hesitation to this. Let's not forget, expectations matter when you're talking about Mendoza. Just like Caleb Williams last year, before people were calling him a bust or questioning was he going to be a bust before Ben Johnson got there. Drake May was being questioned about, can he? Let's just be real. It takes a team around you to be effective in the NFL. So whatever he looks like in year one, let's make sure we're remembering what Stephen A., all the attributes we're talking about to get you to the first pick. Being the first pick doesn't mean the franchise automatically turns around. So there's going to have to be some kind of patience because if you think, I do not see, I would be shocked if the Raiders draft and then win 10 games. All right, let's just be real. They would have to make a lot of changes to go win that. That does not mean he's not the right guy. The question is going to be, does the organization and the fans have the patience to develop this kid where he needs to be developed? Y'all, C.J. Stroud was crowned in year one. Now he's in year three. Jaden Daniels crowned in year one, got injured in year two. There's a lot of ball that we have to play. It's not about how good, it's about development. So let's make sure.
Man, they nailed it here. QB talent alone isn't enough. You need patience and a team willing to develop the guy. How many great prospects have been wasted because there was no structure? You can't just throw him out there and expect a miracle.
We frame that in the right way because, again, he has the pieces and parts, but does it show on the field is much more difficult, Stephen A.
But here's why I'm pushing back on you, Jeff. It's not that you're wrong in terms of what you're saying as it pertains to the requisite parts that are around you. The point is, if you're one of those organizations picking a quarterback, and you don't have that at your luxury, you still got to make the damn pick.
Oh, for sure.
No doubt.
I agree. Absolutely.
And when you make that pick, it has to be based on the kind of conversation that we're having. So you're looking at his skill set and what he brings to the table. I'm very proud of what I said about Caleb Williams at the beginning of the season when everybody was crucifying him and they were talking about, well, Drake May, what's he going to do? But look at Jaden Daniels and what he did at Washington. I said, damn, y'all, he played all 17 games as a rookie. Game one of this season was his 18th game, and it was his third head coach and fourth offensive coordinator. So we know that stuff, and we know what they need. But the question was, in terms of ability, what are you seeing? What did you see from this guy? We saw in Caleb Williams, an NFL body, arm strength. We saw he had some wheels, okay? He could throw the football under pressure. He was going to make some mistakes, but he could make great things happen. Those are the things that we saw. So we're looking at Mendoza right now, and we're saying, okay, what do we see? He hasn't thrown for over 200 yards in the last three playoff games. He averaged 185 yards, okay, but he completed 75% of his passes.
Right.
He was accurate. They didn't turn the ball over one time. And on top of it all, when you're looking at an NFL quarterback, what do you want to see? Do you want to see mercurial running ability, or do you really, really want to see pocket presence, accuracy throwing the football under duress, having an NFL arm, and most importantly, having an NFL body, because that lends itself towards this belief that there will be durability on your side, as opposed to somebody like Tua Tagovailoa, who's miniature in size to some degree and obviously has been concussed a few times, and we see how his career has been ravaged and how it's helped regression kick in. We don't say that about Justin Herbert, even though we're still waiting for him to win a playoff game, because the brother's got size on him and he's able to last and withstand some of the heat and some of the hits that comes his way. All of these things work in favor of Mendoza at this particular moment in time. That's why I'm cool with it.
If you are the Raiders and he is the pick, baby steps. And the first step, offensive line.
Oh.
Their line was terrible. Do not get this kid killed in his first year and destroy any confidence he might have coming in the league. Money and picks on the O-line.
Fernando Mendoza is being talked about as the next big thing in the NFL. Stephen A., Jeff Saturday, and Chris Canty said it all. He's got presence, intelligence, size, and he showed real fire in the biggest games. But there's also that question mark, right? The Raiders don't exactly have the best track record with quarterbacks. The real question now is, will the team actually build around him, or will they repeat the same mistakes? The talent is clearly there. In my opinion, Mendoza deserves this shot. He made history with Indiana, a true underdog story. Now we'll see if the NFL becomes the next chapter in this unbelievable turnaround. May enjoyed it, then hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me what you expect from him in the league.